turning. We want to be overlapping the turning and the brake. So Ayrton Senna talked about having a string between the bottom of the steering wheel and his knee. And so as he's easing off the brake, or as he's easing into the turn, that's pulling his knee up off of the brake. Think about, overlapping those. Don't brake in a straight line and then turn. I mean, for a novice, not a bad technique. But as you're starting to become a better driver, you're going to be thinking about trail braking, and this is a great opportunity to do that. That'll help, by keeping some weight on the front end, that's going to help it turn, and by lifting that weight off of the back end, again, it's going to help the car rotate into this turn. In this case, I would say we're probably going to aim for about having 50% of our turning done as we come across the cone, because we still got a lot more to do. Now, again, we talked about trail braking on the entrance. This is one of those corners that's got a long mid-corner. So the time between when you finish braking and the time you get on full throttle is going to be relatively long. So you got to be patient on this corner. Let the car do its job. Let the front end grip, and be real slow and steady getting on the throttle. Think about squeezing into the throttle and just being patient. The car's got to do its job. The front end's got to do its job. So give it some time to bite the long mid-corner in this corner. All right, so again, we're always thinking about kind of working our way backwards. We want to exit this tiny little chute right here by backsiding that cone. So as you're entering it, we're thinking about driving straight to this dirty cone over here, driving straight to it, and then turning in so that we backside that next cone. Okay, this is a spot on the course where I like to take a mental snapshot, because I look at that sea of cones over there, and that is just super confusing to my mind from this angle right now. So first time you walk it, figure out that there's an entrance on the outside, on the front left over there, and we're gonna wiggle our way through it. But for right now, it looks like a sea of cones. So it's really important to stop right here, take that mental snapshot, and figure out what are the controlling cones. There are 2 cones in there that matter. I see whatever there is, 20 cones over there. Mentally, I can't process that while I'm driving, but I can process it now, figure out the 2 cones now, and take my mental snapshot so that when I'm driving it, I know the 2 cones to look for. And so we'll point them out as we get closer to it, but this is the spot where maybe on your second walk, your third walk, you're taking a mental snapshot, getting a picture, and knowing where those controlling cones are. All right, so I'm just gonna drive past this cone like it doesn't matter. I'm gonna stay away from it, and let this open up. Zach, I think the best way to do this is, why don't you come over here?
Yep.
And just, watch over my shoulder as this is starting to open up for Zach. This is gonna be your mental picture that you want, and see how this starts to open up. And now it's clear that there's only 2 cones that matter, right? So it's the first cone on the left over here in the wall, and the last cone on the right in the back wall. That's what you've got to see back there, is those 2 controlling cones. Know where they are and drive to those 2 cones. Don't let the rest of the eye candy mess you up or drag you in. So I think that's a good angle to see this, and you want to drive into this such that it opens up for you and get your turning done, and then come across those cones fast and on full throttle. And now you can see the benefit of coming across on full throttle. We got a long straight here, can carry a lot of speed. This corner, setting up this corner, is going to be the difference, between being in the trophies and saying better luck next time. So really take that corner seriously, set it up, take that mental snapshot on your second and third walk so you really know how to deal with this corner. It's the most important corner out here today. And just be aware, we're going to have a braking zone here, a lot of bumps. Think through those bumps, think through how that's going to affect your car, because it's going to affect my street class car very differently than it's going to affect your car, Zach, with the suspension mods that you've done. So think through how it's going to affect your car to be braking hard in these, across these whoop-de-woos, whatever you want to call them, because they will affect different cars differently. But try to bleed as little speed off and just wiggle your way through here and just make it stick. This is one of those where we want to carry as much speed, spend as little time on the brakes as we can, and then get back on the full throttle. And it's a fight the whole time, right? So as soon as we're done braking and we're coming through here, okay, this is going to be another left where we're fighting to set up this next corner. And the more that we can set it up coming through here, the faster we're going to be coming out. But it's going to be a real balance. Because we're carrying so much speed there, we don't want to lose too much. So set this one up as much as you can, but don't fight too hard. Look, if you were going slow out there, that's going to give you the opportunity to set it up more. But if you weren't, you know, drive the line you're on, love the one you're with. Okay, so now we come through to this set of double cones, pretty standard. If you've been to Verona, you've seen this one before. And just remember, we're driving through that gate over there, and you see the big tree in the background there. Basically, we're just driving toward that tree.